Chicken and the Cheater Cheetahs, Part 9 of 15. It didn't take long for Chicken to lead Bob, Slob, Rob, Fob, and Bab-Zooka to the nearby backyard of Hari Rhodes' quaint Cape Cod on the west side of County Ridge Drive. As was true for much of the United States, home construction along County Ridge Drive had begun during the post-World War II housing boom, a housing boom that had produced Harry's 78-year-old single-story, three-bedroom, one-bath home. In the 8 decades since Harry's house had been built, seemingly every other quaint little Cape Cod on County Ridge had been altered, enhanced, made bigger, and, at least in the eyes of the homeowners, better. But Harry had limited his homeowner outdoor alterations to expanding his modest 10-foot by 10-foot concrete patio to one twice its original length and adding a roll-flex canopy to top it off, thus creating, in the words of roll-flex canopy inventor Sam Mozzarella, an inexpensive sunshade that will, at the push of a button, cover or uncover patio furniture and potted plants to sunlight or rain at the mere push of a button. A single button that would open or close the roll-flex canopy partially or fully with virtually no effort. Harry had added the roll-flex addition to his backyard retreat when Carter had been president, an addition with which he was still enormously pleased. Hari Rhodes' 3-bedroom, 1-bath, 1,200-square-foot antique Cape Cod was an anomaly on County Ridge Drive, a lovely suburban street tucked away just south of the Blind Brook Golf Club and east of the Blind Brook Rail Line. County Ridge Drive had experienced extensive gentrification, an amazingly high degree of remodeling that had transformed every house other than Harry's in one of 3 possible ways. These alterations included 1. Having added lavish additions to the original homes, 2. The original houses being relegated to mother-in-law accommodations, Verbo or Airbnbs that stood adjacent to, but not too close to, the far larger two-door or American colonials that shared the lots, or 3, in what was decidedly the minority of cases, the original small homes being razed and replaced by sprawling McMansions that were so large that they filled the half-acre-plus lots that made up both Harry's mostly wide open space lot and the mostly filled with buildings lots of his neighbors. Harry, being literally 13 years older than his house, sat beneath his roll-flex canopy sipping on his second lemonade of the day, a lemonade to which he may or may not have added a single ounce of ethyl alcohol, just as he may or may not have added said ounce of alcohol to his first lemonade. Harry, being 91 years old, tended to start his day well before the sun came out, a circadian habit to which he'd succumbed even today when the sun had peeked through his bedroom window at 5:23 ante meridian, thus making the 12 o'clock hour Harry's 5 o'clock somewhere time. Thus, Harry sat at his Kennedy-era round-glass patio table, facing west, wondering what all the commotion of sirens was about down on the Hutchinson River Parkway when movement near his chicken coop caught his eye. This movement, as you may have already guessed, was Chicken leading her coalition of cheetahs up the Blind Brook Railroad tracks and following her nose to the clucking chickens upon which she, along with Bob, Slob, Rob, Fob, and Bab-Zooka, were preparing to breakfast. Chicken cared not one whit about any of the changes County Ridge Drive had seen since Harry S. Truman had been president, but rather, having been spurred by hunger, had followed her nose and led her Cheetah coalition to the elevated chicken coop nestled within a chicken wire perimeter that sat so enticingly close to the railroad tracks back in the shadowy depths of Mr. Rhodes' decidedly bucolic backyard. Remembering well how fox and other small predators had, in his youth, attacked his chickens back when he lived in Cincinnati on the northern bank of the river that bears the states round at both ends, while high in the middle name, Hari Rhodes had constructed his chickens' living accommodations to withstand the attacks of small predators. Predators, that is to say, who in no way had the destructive power of our half-dozen hungry cheetahs. The cheetahs, spying the cluckers that they'd found by following their noses to Hari Rhodes' backyard, made short shrift of sweeping away the chicken wire enclosure that Harry had constructed in a way sufficiently secure to provide very reasonable security against the garden variety predators of Greater White Plains, but in no way sufficient to ward off the pawing and gnashing of our rapacious cheetahs. Harry, seeing his fine-feathered friends being attacked, rose from his seat, took 2 giant steps forward, and hollering at the top of his lungs declared, "Get your jaws off them, you dirty, stinking cats!" A declaration that momentarily distracted our coalition, as all 6 cheetahs stopped gnawing chicken wire and stared at Harry. All 6 stared, but it was Bab-Zooka who pounced 3 steps towards Harry. Harry, sizing up the situation, turned on his heel and ran into his home, slamming shut his sliding glass door, then streaking to his bathroom, where he hid in the bathtub while Bab-Zooka growled at him, "I know you like making your entrance at the last second. Well, this is it, man. This is the last second." Bab-Zooka, having precipitated Harry's hasty retreat, returned to the brooch coop and said, "It's from some movie one of the humans was watching on his phone. Some little guy explaining something to some big, mean green guy. I don't know, seemed appropriate," as the other cheetahs looked at him, shrugged, and continued with their clucker carnage.